Hi guys, Auvbri here. Welcome to a new video in The Sims 4. Today we are doing a thrift store coffee shop. That's a bloody long word. We're doing a thrift store coffee shop because I saw this thing on the YouTube channel, The Story Girls, where they thrifted this whole thing and it was just so cool. And then I was looking through The Sims 4 and I was like, okay, so can we just make a thrift store? And you can make a thrift store and a coffee shop in the same, or kind of like a thrift and bubble tea store. So I was like, okay, so let's just make a thrift store coffee shop instead and use the assets from that. So that's kind of what we did. We're in Brindleton Bay, I believe it's called, the world that came with cats and dogs. I found this location for it, which I just thought was perfect. It's right down by the water on the harbor, and I just thought it looks so good. Like, I have to build here. A thrift store and a coffee shop here would be perfect. It would fit in so well. So I was just looking around the basic builds around the place to see what can I actually do that would match this. How is a build from around this place looking, so I can kind of match the surrounding area to what the build is looking like. And this is kind of it. So this is what we came up with. I think it turned out really cool. So we have this I don't want to say wood, but it's kind of a plywood texture around, so the green. And then we have the raw brick that kind of complements everything with the weird brown grayish kind of roofing and the black trims all around the place. It's a very stylized build, but I think it turned out really cool. The color scheme for me actually works really well. So when I was building it, I had my doubts, but I just kept on pushing on and see. Like, sometimes you just have to push on and see, does this color scheme really work, or is it just horrible? And the more I started building and filling in the blanks here, I just loved the way that it looked. So I just kept it. It was really good. And then, of course, I also needed the whole place to fit into the surrounding areas. So I needed to find out how can I blend it in so it looks like it's actually part of the world and not just a lot plopped down. So I was trying to find some sort of stone that would work well. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to go for a stone flooring on this lot, would it fit in, or if I wanted to do something wooden like the rest of the harbor, so to really fit in. But the deal is just, it's very difficult to match sometimes the whole flooring that is around a lot like this. So for example, if the lot is purely on grass, it's much easier to to make that look as if it's part of the world, whereas this was very difficult because it kind of, the wooden texture is there, and there's nothing really that matches that 100%. So it's definitely a wooden texture that they created for this specific purpose only. And I was trying to match that, but it just didn't work. I can't remember if we just go for this texture on the flooring that we have now, but that doesn't matter. I think it looks great in the end. I'm really happy about the end result. So I actually wanted this thrift store and the bubble tea store, the coffee shop, to be two separate units, but kind of combine them. So the thrift store is kind of done. It's very small, but there's lots of items. Also outside, there's lots of items. And going into the bubble tea store, I wanted to have funky colors in here. I wanted it to be fun and just look fun as well. I also needed to have the thrift store counter in there, so it's gonna be even more busy in there. Just there we go, more items, more items, and less space. I love that. But yeah, it's just, I think it turned out so good. The screenshot in the end is just I'm happy. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. The little room that we have in the corner there, I'm actually going to turn that into a dressing room. So if you want to, or your sim wants to try out some of the things that they have thrifted from the clothing aisles, they can in that little room. So initially I wanted that to be a bathroom, but it wouldn't make sense for people to thrift something and then to go upstairs to try it on. So I was like, okay, so we can make it the bathroom upstairs instead. And upstairs, what did I want to do up here? Because I didn't want to have like tons and tons of seating. That wouldn't make sense for this whole setting. So I actually just made it into this cozy upstairs seating area. So if people wanted to go upstairs with their coffee and sit in a couch, they could do that. And then it was just for the final touches with some plants to decorate the place. I also put in some more of these fencing items that is from the live edit mode. Really love the way that those looked and they kind of fit in, so I went for them. And this is kind of the whole build. I think it turned out super good in the end. I'm really happy with it. Of course, I needed to have just a few lights in here that would also fit in the walls, and here we have it. This is the thrift store coffee shop builds. Turned out really good. I'm happy with it, and if you want to get the build and play around with it, you of course can. It is on the gallery right now. You just have to search my gallery ID, Auvbri, just like the channel name. Super easy to spell. And then you can find every single thing that I've done in The Sims 4 and uploaded to the gallery. So high chances are, have you seen it on this channel? It is on the gallery. That usually is the general rule, unless there was a period where I did some stuff with the with CC and stuff, but we don't do that anymore because it was just too difficult and too many people weren't able to get the stuff, so I'm done with that. But yeah, hit that like button and also the subscribe button. It really helps me out a great big deal. And also slam that notification bell, make that sucker ring, so you can get notified every single time I go live stream, upload anything. That's the best way to do it. And tell me in the comment section down below what you thought about the build. Did you like it? Don't you like it? Tell me. Let's start a conversation. That's really all I have to say on this build. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you next time for another one. Bye.